Hello folks, thanks for tuning in. This video is brought to you by silver. Why trust anything else in your retirement account? I buy my silver from JM Bullion, but you can buy your gold and silver from any online purveyor of precious metals. I had to do that. I'm acting a little corny, a little goofy. I'm getting a lot of comments. Hey, you're not mentioning silver enough in your videos. You used to make a bunch of silver videos. Well, I apologize. That was my intro to this video. But on to a more serious subject. Yesterday or the day before, I made a video about the Patriot nurse and a video that I watched that she made. And I recommended everybody go and watch that one video. And I got a comment. And I want to read this comment to you folks. It's very important. But one thing I want to do before reading this comment is to really let you know I am not trying to bash this person. I am not trying to bash any liberal that might be watching me. Honestly, I am neither Republican nor Democrat. But I need to say what I gotta say. But please understand, if you're a liberal, if you're a Democrat, this is not an insult to you necessarily, but it's an insult to the party and what the party has become, okay? So, let me read this comment, and I'll get on with the video. By the way, there's going to be some strong adult language, cussing, in about 4 minutes into the video. It's needed to prove a point. Normally, I would never use that kind of language, but it is needed in this situation. So if you don't want to watch my video because it's strong adult language, cuss words, turn me off now. If you got kids in the room and they shouldn't be hearing this, send them out, okay? On to this subject. On to this comment first. The comment is by the person by the name of Mayor, M-A-I-R. Again, no insult. And this is not a reprimand either. I used to watch her, but feel she makes those that don't think feel as her enemy, and in turn America's enemy. Just by her calling people libertards because they don't like guns shows me she's still unpatriotic and part of the demise of our nation. She helps in keeping us divided. Frankly, I think she's gone off the deep end. People's perspective are getting very warped, and they have the nerve to attack and insult the younger generations and just look around and listen to the older generations. She hasn't respect for others, so she surely lost mine. First of all, Mayor, if you're watching, again, no insult. This is not a reprimand, but I want to explain our situation so we can understand each other a little bit better. First of all, I don't think, I can't really speak about her or for her. I don't know her, never talked to her or anything. But I don't think she really believes all liberals are libertards. I think she feels very similar to what I got to say, though, but perhaps not all liberals. I think the bulk are libertards. So on to this main point of the video. I'm not going scripted. It's just the electronic brainwaves going right to my mouth. So I might stutter a second or two. I might correct myself, but I gotta say what I gotta say. It is human nature from the beginning of time to naturally, without even knowing it, involuntarily, it's maybe an involuntary action, to adopt good ideas. If it's a good idea, we're a magnet to them. We naturally adopt ourselves. We take on good ideas and utilize them without being forced. If the Socialist Party, the liberals, because they are socialists now, and maybe not you, but the bulk of the party is, whether you want to admit it or not, if their ideas are so good, why do they need to be forced upon the people? If they were so good, wouldn't we adopt them naturally? The difference between conservatives and liberals is that, pretty much in a nutshell. The Democrat, liberal, socialist party has become nothing more than a fanatical religion. No different than the fanatics overseas in various countries who force their ideology upon their citizens, but over there, heads get whacked off. The Socialist Party, the liberals, they'll utilize the legal system to force their ideas upon us. And then when that doesn't work, they utilize deception through the news media outlets, violence, both verbal and physical. When is the last time a Republican or conservative has tried to utilize the legal system to force anything upon anybody in society? Oh, you're probably thinking, well, there's that lousy Second Amendment you forced us all into. No, I think you're mistaken about that. That Second Amendment gave you an option to own a gun. We didn't force you to own a gun. Now, I have nothing against gays or anything like that. I can care less, which you all do. And if you're gay, again, no insult intended. But the liberal socialist agenda has forced the gay agenda upon everybody. That's kind of like forcing friendship at the point of a gun. We will never be friends that way. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about me. I get along with all the gay people I work with, if there is any, and whatnot. But just think about that for a second. You force your ideologies, when I say you, the political party, not necessarily you, the viewer, upon everybody. Your ideas are forced upon us. You believe in government as the ultimate God, as your provider. We believe in God. That's not to say that you folks don't believe in God. Again, I need to keep repeating myself. Because certain people only hear what they want to hear, not what is actually projected out of somebody's mouth. You might believe in God, but on a whole, the Liberal Socialist Party believes in government. I can prove to you on a chalkboard that 4 and 4 equal 8. And if some of the people get confused because maybe they took Ebonics or something, I can break down the 4 and 4 into 8 slashes and prove to them that 4 and 4 equal 8. But for the folks who believe in government so much, if they're told by the government and the news propaganda machine that 4 and 4 do not equal 8, for whatever bastardized explanation or Ebonics education, they will believe government and the news media outlets, the propaganda machine. Which brings me to my second point. As you can tell, I'm very passionate about this. Brings me to my second point. Libertards. Not every liberal is a libertard, but the bulk of you are. Libertards will fight to the death to be right, but care less about being correct. They will utilize any means as possible to be right, even violence, but could care less about being correct. When you end this video, folks, I want you to do 3 simple Google searches. It might take you 2 minutes at the top. Google states or cities with most crime. Jot down the top 5. Whatever. Do the same thing with highest gun crime. States with the highest gun crime. Column next to that, drop down those 5 results. So now you have 2 searches, 2 columns next to each other. Your third column, I want you to do one final Google search. City or states with the most stringent gun regulation or gun laws. Jot down those 5 or 10, whatever it takes. You will find that those 3 lists, pretty much mirror each other. Yet you still will believe in the government allowing you to take away your guns. You believe them. You believe the news media outlets. You believe all the television news talk shows and the comedy late night comedy shows. But you will not look at facts. And that brings me to my last and final point. Facts confuse a libertard. Logic confuses a libertard. I know a lot about computers. And logic confuses a libertard. It's like a hard drive. It goes into overload. It gets scrambled. It needs to be formatted, and the OS needs to be reloaded. Most libertards cannot handle logic, just like the 4 plus 4. I can prove it to them all day long, but they want to be right. And when you have, no, I should say you cannot have a logical discussion with a libertard. Not saying all liberals, but with a libertard, you cannot have a logical discussion. Logic scrambles their brain. It throws it into overload. It needs to reboot. It gets scrambled. It ceases to function. And that's where the violence comes in. You make a video with logical points, explanations, proof. They know it to be factual. They can feel it. And that's why their brain goes in scramble mode and they go on the defensive because they have nothing logical to counter your logic with. See, that's what a debate is, folks. You give me your logic, I give you my logic. Whatever seems more logical wins the debate. You can't do that with a libertard. They have no ammo to come back with you at. They know that you're talking the truth. And in order to fight, they need to fight to be right. They can care less to be correct. They'll use little comments in your videos. Fuck you, motherfucker. Cocksucker. Hope you die. I want to kill you. Things like that. You've seen them all over YouTube, folks. You've seen these comments in everybody's videos from time to time. That is somebody who was just hit with logic. And their brain, their computer just scrambled, rebooted. A DLL file was deleted or something, and it couldn't function properly. They cannot handle logic, folks. That's what a libertard is also. You will never see, never, I don't care what the news media outlet tells me, the propaganda machine, you will never see a conservative start violence at any rally or any meeting. Never. It's always a socialist, one of the libertards who do it. You will never see that from a conservative. This teacher who just shot off the gun in the classroom, first of all, I find that timing very suspicious. But I'm willing to bet he too was a liberal nut job. Liberal. Conservative, no. Liberal, socialist, yes. I'm willing to bet it. That's the difference, folks. That is my rant in a nutshell. You want to force your ideology upon people. We don't. We just want to be left alone, live in peace. You cannot see beyond what they're telling you. We can see into the future what they're trying to achieve. We see world domination. We see the domination of this country just by taking our guns, utilizing the kids as an excuse to do so. I'll say it again. If your ideas were so good, why do they need to be forced upon people? Anyway, folks, you have a great day. I appreciate you watching this video. I appreciate a thumbs up. And have a great day. Take care. And don't forget to buy some silver.